And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over.
You know, he coming behind his jab, he throwing straight punches, he going to the body, going in up and down. He just got to tighten up a little bit on his defense, but other than that, man, he good.
In a sport with a lot of debate, the pound-for-pound #1 spot is never a sure thing. The reporters and fans are fighting. One of the most feared guys in boxing has made a clear statement. The Mexican monster David Benavidez has spoken out about Terence Crawford, but what he said isn't really a reason to do anything. Terence Crawford, who weighed 168 pounds, not only beat Canelo Alvarez, but he also broke his nose. A little boxer who worked his way up beat the man who seemed unstoppable by a wide margin.
Is he on the Mount Rushmore of boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
Benavidez knows what it takes to do well at the top levels because he has never lost a championship and has won many. The nice things David Benavidez said about Terence Crawford were more than just words of praise to crown the king or queen. In a sport where ego and callouts are very important, Benavidez did the impossible. He thinks he is the best in the world. He didn't just praise Crawford. As soon as he saw him, he called him the wall of death of fighting. He thought he was one of the best fighters ever, and that he had changed history in ways that most people will never see.
Terence Crawford, because, he beat, he did something that I didn't think he was going to do. He beat Canelo. That's 3 weight classes going up. And he made it look pretty easy. So you have to give Crawford.
This comes from your most dangerous enemy. When someone says something nice, it makes everyone quiet. When Benavidez saw Crawford move up in weight to win all the belts, he agreed with him. What he said next, though, shows how persistent Crawford is. Some people had questions for Benavidez, but most of them were pleased. He didn't say anything about Crawford's speed, footwork, or ability to change poses. Someone showed him something that can't be taught. His heart stood out the most to him, he thought, even though Crawford was clearly winning the fight. Benavidez couldn't believe that Crawford decided to stand and fight Canelo, who was a stronger puncher in the later rounds.
What impressed me the most was Crawford's ability to stay focused in the fight, and not only just to stay focused and box, but he also got rugged in there. He started balling with him towards the late rounds. That's something I appreciate in a fighter. He was already up. He could have chose to just box, but he went in there and tried to brawl with him in the last round. So that's really what impressed me. His heart more than anything impressed me.
Crawford didn't just want to win. He wanted to be in charge. He will not be able to win easily because of the dog in him, the desire to kill.
It's a good fight. It's a good fight for both of them. Good fight for, I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Yeah, I know you said he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say 25.
No, Crawford is good. Crawford is good, and I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time. And Crawford, he likes to pick up the weight, so I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. So, Crawford, when he has with a person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, and you stay working for a long time, you have a puncher's chance.
Benavidez thinks that's the secret tool. Because of this, we don't think any money will be lost. And while he has great skills, he also has a scary personality. Benavidez thinks that Canelo Alvarez has lost his mind.
And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. That's crazy. But I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather is the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. So you have to give credit to that too. That's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now, heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that, and not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
Crawford's approval was both good and bad because Benavidez used it to say bad things about Canelo Alvarez. Crawford went after the person he used to be after proving he was the best of all time. After many years, Zen beat him badly. Benavidez talked about what he thinks was Canelo's deadly mistake. Tan really lost because he didn't like himself. It wasn't a lack of skills or strength that caused the trouble. He said Canelo's pride was too big for him to handle. It wasn't just a loss. It taught us something. Benavidez didn't hold back. Some people said Canelo was rude to his opponent and to the sport itself. He says Canelo wasn't paying attention during the fight. To back up what he said the winner was walking forward and throwing about 10 punches. What Benavidez said about Canelo is this: "It's easy for me. I'll just walk right through Crawford and hit him hard."
I'm not happy that he lost. I kind of feel like that could have been me. That was my moment. You know what I mean? If I would have gone in there, I know I would have beat him. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be a hater, but that's kind of how I feel. But you know what I mean? I give all the flowers to Crawford. You know what I mean?
That should have been me in there. That should have been my.
If I would have got that fight, I would have been me. I would have been the one getting my hand raised. But like I said, it didn't happen, and that's why it didn't happen, because Canelo knows that would have happened.
In our sport, being mean like that is not okay. This was made clear by Benavidez. Lastly, he said something very scary that all fighters should pay attention to because it will hit you in the eye. In fact, Canelo's ego, which made him famous in the first place, brought him down in the end.
I think Crawford took it way more serious than Canelo, which is kind of weird because, you know, the amount of money that Canelo was making. And I know all these people say, oh, yeah, you know, talking shit about Canelo. I'm not talking shit about him. He just didn't look like he really prepared 100%. Just throwing 10 punches around. Or I think it was his ego is that big that he thought that, oh, I'm just going to walk through him, catch him with a good shot, and it's going to be done. As you can see, Crawford is a different type of fighter. Not only has he had the boxing IQ, he has that dog in him. He was in there. He was brawling with Canelo like in the 8th, 9th, getting the best out of him. Boxing, he's epitome of a great boxer. There's a lot of lessons to be learned in that fight. You know what I mean? If you really want to make something come true and you really believe it, you can make it come true. And then the other lesson is, don't let your ego get the best out of you. And don't think that you don't have to prepare because you're a bigger fighter. You know what I mean? That shit will bite you in the...
Canelo was no longer in charge. Everyone was looking forward to the next clear super fight, which would feature the man with the strongest desires to kill. David Benavidez of Mexico is Terence Crawford's opponent. Benavidez is the most dangerous pressure fighter in the sport. The torch was properly given to someone else. The new king is facing the king, who hasn't been installed yet. A fight for the soul of the 168-pound class. Right away, the excitement began. This was the right fight. But when the subject was finally brought up to Benavidez, his answer shocked everyone. He didn't just say no to the fight. He didn't say anything about it. He said he doesn't want to go up against Terence Crawford. His reasoning was just as shocking as the rejection itself. People all over the world heard what he said. The weight I'm going with is 168 pounds for super middleweight. He is no longer there. He also said he wouldn't change his mind about the big prize fight with Canelo. That makes it sound like he's not doing it to make money.
Could you still make 168? Is that a possibility?
Honestly, bro, my plan is after this fight, I want to go down to 154. Nah, bro. I'm done with cruiserweight. You know, I want to take this opportunity, though. Yes, I say cruiserweight. I want to take this opportunity to, you know, congratulate Crawford. You know, he put a hell of a performance. He's up there in the Mount Rushmore of the greatest fighters of all time. And, you know, let Crawford do his thing, bro. You know, at the end of the day, I have no interest in fighting Crawford. I have no interest in going down to 168. I mean, yeah, it's nice that it would be dope winning all titles, but I'm way past that on 168. You know, the only reason I wouldn't even go down to 168 for Canelo, and I'm just being real with you, you know, and let Crawford do his thing, let him have his, let him. I want to give his flowers, man, because he's a great fighter, man. When there's no other fighter that's coming up from 147 to beat a type of fighter like Canelo at 168, you know, when Crawford, you know, he's one of the greatest of all time. So, you know, I have no interest in going down to 168. I'm not saying that I'm scared of Crawford or whatever, you know, but Crawford's a man at 168. That's his weight class. I'm done with one.
On a rude and almost flippant note, NVIDIA called off the biggest boxing match. He only said, "Let Terence Crawford live." That's his weight class. He turned his back on the whole group of angry fans and the much anticipated fight. making Crawford the clear winner.
Canelo fight look with Benavidez. Who do you favor?
I still got it at 50-50. Benavidez good, but Canelo is, you know what I mean, great. We just gotta see the fight, man. We all want to see the fight.
Do you think he gets him to the body? Because Google was landing a lot of body shots.
I don't know. That's why I said we gotta watch the fight. You know what I mean? It's a different style, different type of fighter. You got two strong fighters going head to head.
Is Canelo the only 68U fighter? Would you consider a Benavidez?
Yeah, Canelo the only one.
However, why would he do this as the top fighter in his division? Why would he leave for a league that pays more and has more stars? Most people don't hear this story. Benavidez has a bad name if you weigh 168 pounds. He is also the first person in history to have won 2 world titles and then lost both of them. As soon as the drug test came back positive, the first rule was broken. He dropped his belt. He lost it again after getting it back. The rules were not met this time for his weight. He has a long and bad memory of the breakup. He used to lose a lot of weight. It went down to 168 pounds. It's tough. The Mexican monster is going on the hunt for something new to eat. He doesn't wish to see the past. He has left his old country for good and is now 175 pounds, which is a cruiserweight. He wants to be the best at a new thing and goes after light heavyweight giants. It's possible that a Garter beater Van Dimitri Bibble would like to meet Zorda Ramirez.
Opportunity to fight. We've been in talks fighting Zorda Ramirez for his belts at cruiserweight. So we're already in talks of that, you know. And then that's definitely a fight that has to happen because I used to spar him when I was 18 years old. All the way, you know, I sparred him a lot. So I know that's a pay-per-view fight. So it was a pay-per-view sparring session, so the fight is going to be, you know, way better. But yeah, definitely, that's in my sights. You know, I definitely want to go to cruiserweight. You know, I want to be a reigning defending champion at light heavyweight and then make my way up to cruiserweight. But
he is giving Crawford the 168-pound title, even though it is clear that he doesn't want to meet Crawford and respects him.
I put 5. That's right.
Wow. That's cheating.
I love it.
That is cheating.
That's a heel turn. You both.
That is heel.
That's a heel turn.
I love it. You got 5.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. Roy at his peak. Just remember this: if Roy would have retired after the Ruiz fight, he would have replaced Sugar Ray Robinson as the greatest fighter of all time. I agree. Right? But he didn't, and the rest of that stuff is in there, right? So I get it. But Roy at his peak, I think, had a higher peak than anyone on this list. I agree. Okay, Manny Pacquiao, we've all said it a million times. I think he is, outside of Sugar Ray Robinson, I have Manny Pacquiao's second greatest pound-for-pound fighter ever. Floyd Mayweather never lost. And did he cherry pick when and where? Yes. But guys, from 130, 135, he cleaned out 135. He beat the best guy at 130, beat the best guy at 135. Yes, did he pick and choose at 140, 47, and 54? Yeah, but he won all those fights. That's right. And he beat a lot of good fighters. And more than that, put Floyd at his best with anyone through history. You do not know who wins.
It ends the whole sport with a question that begs the question: did Big Ego cost him the titles and keep people from seeing the real super fight? Or is David Benavidez just running away from the person for whom he just built a statue on Mount Rushmore? We are now done with the video for today. If you liked it, please click the bell, follow, and like the video so you don't miss any more. Don't forget to leave your thoughts where they belong. We'll see you then.